Hello and welcome. This is Zesty Panda with another video. Today's video is going to be on my extremely poor condition MacBook Pro. A lot of you know, though it's fairly recent, that I purchased a MacBook Pro off of eBay. It was a 2011 Core i5, had 4 GB space. I upgraded to 6 GB. No hard drive. I put a 500 GB hard drive in it. So, let's go over the extremely poor condition MacBook Pro. This will also be sort of a review. So on the right side of the computer, you can see we have the Kensington lock and I can't pick it up with one hand. Luckily it's turned off. On the right side we can see the Kensington lock and the super drive. If we flip the computer around, we'll see we have our I/O ports. Here we have our MagSafe connector, our Ethernet, our FireWire 10100, I think. No, FireWire 800. Our mini display port, 2 USB 2.0s, and our multi-card reader and audio jack. Around the back you'll find nothing except for the black piece of plastic that actually does not house the Wi-Fi receiver. The Wi-Fi antennas are actually in the actual top case. On the back, we have the back of the unit with the copyright date and all that interesting stuff. And here we have this. So, without rambling, now in here I'll show you the keyboard. So if we flip the computer around and open it up, you can see the keyboard here and all glass multi-touch trackpad. Story about this, but a little bit more in depth than what I said before. This was sold in non-working condition. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I bought it for parts or to repair. The description said, and with eBay you can put, what you can put is under the condition, you can put new, like new, or sorry, there's new or used. And under new it's just new. But used you can put different levels. So for used, you can put used, like new, used, good, used, fair, used, poor, and then used, very poor. So the person ticked, maybe because it was broken, they ticked under cosmetic, they ticked used, and then very poor. Maybe it was because it's broken. Also, so kind of going over some of the faults. You can see there's a gash here, and then there's a little bit of a stretch here. And if you look at the corners, you can see that it's sort of bent there. And if we open the computer, you can see on the corner, if it will focus, I might have to turn the light on. That one of the corners is sort of dog-eared. Here we go. Yeah, you can't really see that. There you go. So the corner there is dog-eared, And then here, you can see that the corner is actually sort of bent upward. Now, because this is anodized aluminum, and it is milled aluminum, so it's one solid piece of aluminum, there we go, the corner is kind of sort of like folded upward. So since this is anodized milled aluminum, it makes it really difficult to actually repair. So here's the screen. The screen is blemish free. It's absolutely perfect. All the keys seem perfect. The only thing, a little quirk, is with the caps lock, is that sometimes there's a caps lock delay, and maybe it's in the actual firmware. I googled it, and I think it's actually part of Apple's firmware, that it keeps you from like double tapping the caps lock. So cosmetically, it seems okay. I mean, to me, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it that I can see. Okay, I mean, nothing big that's wrong with it. Yeah, it has the scratches. So the guy who sells these laptops, he does a lot of refurb and a lot of buy in bulk. And I had to get a drink of water. And what he does is, this is me extrapolating, is he buys them, does really quick testing, and then if he can't really repair it, he sells it under certain tiers. He also has multiple employees on his company, because some of the people, I think there are more than one person that controls his eBay account, because on the packaging that came with it, there was his username and then another person's username. So it was received by Jim Smith 47, whatever, and then assigned to Greg Sam 49. Those aren't the names, but for example. So one person got it and another person was assigned. The first person is the main guy, the second person is whoever evaluated it. So the description was, doesn't power on, we didn't test it further, it's being sold as parts, etc. Well, $180 for it wasn't that bad, $185. But come to find out, there was actually a pricing problem. The person put the wrong price. And no, I didn't overpay, I underpaid considerably, well, to his standards. So he also sells older versions. He sells the titanium, he sells the PowerPC, and the really early 2006 upward Intel ones. So he sells the 2006, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah, blah. So the 2010 and the 2011 and 12 look almost identical of the MacBook Pros. He sells the 2010 MacBook Pro aluminum for $180, $186. He sells typically in broken condition, the 2011-2012. He sells the i5 version in broken condition for $400 to $500. The i7 edition of 2011-2012 he sells for $600 to $700 broken. Functioning i5 from him from 2011-2012 is $800 functioning. Functioning i7, now this also depends on the configuration. These are the baseline of broken and functioning. So the broken i5 is $400 to $500, broken i7 is $600 to $800. A working i5 is $600 to $800, and a working i7 is $900 to $1,200. Yes. So, those are his prices. Doesn't really reflect the market, but from him, he lost about $315 on this sale because someone put the wrong price. The 2010 edition is $180-ish, $185. Like I said, the newer ones are more. I bought this 2011 for $185. And all it had was a broken MagSafe charger port. $10 part on eBay. So let me turn on the computer now. Starts up perfectly. Now the screen brightness is down a little bit, so we'll wait for it to start up. This is a 5400 mechanical hard drive. It was just one of the hard drives I had to throw in. And while it's up here, we can actually see the damage on the corner a little bit better. Yeah, so you can see it's kind of folded in there. And here it's sort of, squished flat. And over here you can see it a lot better from like this angle. So now we've started up. Now 2 blemishes I've noticed is, and I'll type in my password. Let's see if I can get it to show up. Okay, there we go. So I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. Yeah, it does. And focus is not wanting to work. Maybe if I turn on the light. What I'm trying to show you is there is a defect in the screen, and it is due to pressure being applied to the back of it. Yeah, that's not showing up. Maybe. Yeah, so if you can see, there's sort of like a dark spot on there. So this is the best I can get it. And I'll kind of point out with my finger. So here, along here, you can see these sort of like darker spots. And they're really almost, okay, when you have a screen like this, they're not noticeable at all. Let's turn the brightness up all the way. And I don't, it's like that's the only thing that I really noticed bad about it. But that's commonly caused by compression on the screen, and that's commonly caused by compression on the screen. So most likely what happened was when it was stored, or the way it was stored, is someone was like pressing down on the top of it. I mean, even though the tolerance for the keys, there is some wiggle room as opposed to some of the original ones, but I mean, if you're going to be pressing down on that, it is going to show up in this area, and maybe when they were pulling the sticker off, they were pressing down or something, because there was a sticker on here, and it's kind of hard to see, like this outline. So, but yeah, this is the, yeah, there's some goo on there. This has been the overview/review of the MacBook Pro 2011. I've tested everything, like I said before. The only thing that's a little bit wonky is the keyboard light, because someone spilled some goo on it, but if I clean that, it'll fix it right up. I mean, the super drive works, everything else works. What else? Yeah. I mean, there was a mod where you can put a Blu-ray drive in this, but the drive is like $100, and I really don't want to put any more money into this because, I mean, it's fine as is. Now, if anyone has any ideas of maybe like paint I could use to fix up this stretch here, that would be great. I mean, I know it's anodized aluminum, so you have to like reapply the anodization, which isn't financially feasible. So, I mean, yeah. So this has been Zesty Panda with another video. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave a comment, suggestion, favorite, etc. Subscribe if you like this stuff. So yeah.